Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, we are reacting to one of my favorite videos every single year by Urinating Tree, and that is the Haters Guide to the 2023 NBA Finals. Last year it was 22-21. Y'all know what I'm saying, man. It's not 2023 every single year. I will say here real quick here, though, before we get going on this video, a bit of a serious note and something that's not really my place to give details or anything, but I am going to be away for a bit. My family and community was hit by an absolute horrible tragedy over the weekend. Very close loved one of mine, heavily affected by it. And yeah, I'm going to be away for a bit, man. So hopefully next week I'll be making videos again and everything. But with that being said, Haters Guide to the 2023 NBA Finals. Heat Nuggets, man. I love chicken nuggets and I love when they're heated up. Not frozen. Can't have one without the other. That's incorrect. You can have heat without nuggets. Allegedly, so the cavemen say. All right, let's get going.
This part of the year is a beautiful time. The NBA Finals are about to get underway, and the tension can be cut like a knife through butter. Let's make things a little more intense.
Who y'all got winning?
Thanks to my partners at DraftKings.
Hey, DraftKings, let's get that code up, man. Always got to show the code. Show that support. At least I think, wherever it's at. Where are we at? Yo, where's this code? Sorry, man. Got to get the code showing. Alright, well, I think you can go to his video, and you can click the link if this is something that interests you guys. Let's get it.
7 and an 8 seed making it to the conference finals? It's been pure chaos! Then you look at the teams.
Oh, yeah.
Order in disguise is chaos. The NBA has gotten somewhat predictable from the start of the year, but I'll say the implosions that have happened throughout these playoffs have been absolutely hilarious to witness. And you know how much I love such a spectacle.
That's because seeding doesn't matter this year. Seeding did not matter.
Allow me to refresh your memory. The Pelicans were once first in the West without Brandon Ingram. Their upside is tremendous. And it'd be sweet if Zion could play more than a third of the damn season.
Look at him
His
jump,
perennial
man.
leg injury put him back in the shop. No Zion, no winning. Once he fell, New Orleans sank into the Gulf. They were able to bounce back into a play.
I got SGA and the Thunder passing up the Pelicans next year.
To Oklahoma City. The season thrown away like an inbound pass down by 3. Think of the positives. At least you aren't the Mavericks. Good lord, what a train wreck. 2019 is quite a ways away now, isn't it? You keep trying to run it back with the same players as that year, but there's a certain thing missing. Perhaps it's consistency, since they just couldn't get into gear.
No, Pascal was supposed to be that man.
Well, maybe if
Scotty ain't there yet.
Or hold a damn lead, Toronto wouldn't have suffered second-degree embarrassment. The only other attacks shown were fans sending death threats to DeMar DeRozan's daughter for screaming during free throws. God forbid a small child be engaged in the game. The Raptors have done nothing but the same shit over and over. They lack an elite piece to get them over the top, and they couldn't make a shot all season if their lives depended on it. Nick Nurse, you are the token sacrifice. Please step right up.
I bet you if they had DeMar DeRozan, they'd win the ring this year.
Welcome back to the light, Thunder. Paying for the sins of the move from Seattle has taken a reprieve for the time being. SGA blossomed into a superstar and a chorus is starting to form around him. There's little to complain about when it's the first year of playing relevant basketball after a rebuild. It would have been glorious if you beat Minnesota, but without Chet Holmgren, it felt all but impossible. I
can't wait to see Chet mesh with this team.
May help soften the blow. You'll be back. I was told that this was the year that the Bulls were finally going to break through to become a contender. Thank God I didn't place bets on that, because that hype was all to become the Charlotte Hornets without the arrests. Nothing but endless underachieving amplified by Lonzo Ball suffering a calamitous long-term injury. The play-ins.
I'm hearing he might be out forever, too.
Your secret weapon
which
is
is really sad.
DeRozan's daughter. And she can't attend the game against Miami. You'll choke up with 2 minutes left and squander a chance to get destroyed in the first round. Yes, tell yourselves that Miami made it far, so that excuses your failure. Let that comfort you while Nikola Vucevic probably leaves. To add just that bit more of a sting, Orlando as your first round pick. You're one step away from becoming
it's
the
about
White
time
Sox.
to go in a rebuild.
Congrats.
It didn't work.
I will forever find hilarious that Minnesota traded nearly everything away for a supposed final piece because they want a glorified certificate of mediocrity. Did you really need Rudy Gobert? Oh, but think of the defense.
They needed something.
Yet ignore that you already had Cat at the 5. Blame this year on Towns being injured, but Gobert doesn't fit the system with Cat in the lineup. Not with another damn big that can't play defense. The only push Rudy gave the team was against another teammate. Wouldn't be the first time he touched something he shouldn't have. Jaden McDaniel celebrated this by fighting a wall.
Yo, I've been there, man. I've been there.
Shame on you that you aren't playing the Thunder, but a real contender in the Nuggets. They just come in and push you around like Rudy does with teammates. Made the bitch of Jamal Murray and a joker. Nobody is shocked at this outcome. Better find a way to keep Cat and Ann around. Towns isn't keen on being a power forward. I still can't believe you traded 4 firsts and Walker Kessler for Rudy Gobert. This is why you're perennially shit. The Grizzlies are what happens when you fail to eliminate cancer in your organization.
Too many highlights against the Pistons,
Spreads
man.
throughout every fiber of the team. All these fuckers did was talk shit, taunt their opponents, and emulate Memphis itself on an average weekend. A parade inside the city just so they could watch John Morant larve as a gang member by threatening shoe salesmen and pointing a gun at a teenager. Dillon Brooks poking the barrel of LeBron and crushing the King's jewels. This team was begging to get the shit kicked out of them on the court.
Yeah, they were.
The team dealing with a ton of drama and chaos in their own right. When the Lakers are seen as the more...
They all got hyped when Lou got traded to him, man.
Ron and company came in as one of the hottest teams in the league and proceeded to punch them in the mouth. If Memphis won't voluntarily remove the tumors, LA will be the chemo that destroys their cells. Finding the West my ass. They have to fix this. Cutting out Dillon Brooks' tongue is celebrated by the world. The Grizzlies have to keep Morant away from street life at any cost.
Man, I would not be dancing like that with
you are pissing away a 9-figure career because you want to get traded to the Bloods. You are a fucking moron. This really is a first. Sacramento Kings aren't a walking joke. They become one of the most dazzling units in the NBA, blessed with an army of elite shooters led by Fox and Sabonis. We're talking one of the best offenses in league history. And the dreams of a deep run tantalize their long-tortured fan base.
Him and Sabonis would be nice.
Unfortunately for them, they can't play defense. And they were up against the defending champ in Golden State. We know how this goes. Endless bullshit and magic keep the Warriors afloat throughout the series. And despite the Kings' firepower, they can't escape the wrath of the old guard in front of them. Shooting blanks at the worst possible times. Then came the tragedy of home game 7, where the team was pressed in an industrial crush because Steph Curry happened. What a shame. It's like betting the girl of your dreams only to die before the climax. If you only made that 3 to win Game 4, the NBA could have rigged it for the Lakers to win a series over you again. Has there been a more regrettable separation for both parties like Kawhi and the Raptors? Toronto hasn't been anywhere near the same...
Nah, he would have had the same issue in Toronto. He would have been sitting out too much. Like, it's just facts of the matter. I mean...
Kawhi's been cursed for defying the will of the
That's how I look at it.
He wanted to play with PG-13. Sadly, he wished on a monkey's paw. Less than 120 games played together in 4 years. The Clippers were so busy trying to protect their stars that Kawhi got load managed into another major injury. Torn meniscus. Next season and his career now in doubt. I also forgot to mention Paul George is also out with major injury. So the only person who has a chance to carry you is a declining
That's about 4 straight years that happened.
We know how this story ends from experience. We'll triple-double a team to death yet be unable to do every single thing while slaying an egg in the series-clinching game. CP3 gets his revenge by winning in 5. This was supposed to be a championship contender.
I ain't going to deep this video.
How the stars are? You can't even blow it up. Their draft picks are property of Oklahoma City. They're straight up fucked with a capital F. This is what legacies of failure are made of. Oh boy, a strong Milwaukee blessed with a superstar surrounded by quality depth. This is going to be a surefire year of contention and conquering foes.
Yeah, how the Bucks lose this, man?
You're a favorite to go to the finals, so the 8th seed should be a piece of cake on your steps to success, right, Bucks? Bucks? Are you going to do anything to try to stop this? It wasn't like this was a tough opponent. You were up against Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and a bunch of undrafted players.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This Bucks team, though. Or I'm sorry, this Heat team.
How could you simply wither and die in the most important games of the season? I get Giannis was banged up. It's no excuse as to how you shit the bed. Bud, will you do something?
Look how small the Heat look compared to them, too, bro. I mean, it doesn't help that Giannis is literally not playing defense on anybody, but still, like, everybody's taller, man. You got Drew Holiday on Jimmy, and it just doesn't matter.
To calm the nerves of your men? Yes, your brother died, but if you're that distraught, step away from the team. The Bucks had double-digit leads in the 4th quarter in multiple games. At the very least, call a fucking timeout in the final moments of regulation. How about in goddamn overtime? No, you're just fucking useless. Their inaction has made them the 6th #1 seed to lose in the first round in NBA.
Yeah, I'll probably say Gabe Vincent, one of my top 5 point guards in the NBA. I love Gabe Vincent, man. Love the way he plays.
And they were injured to fuck. Good news, bud. The local bar's running a special. Trade in the 3 timeouts.
People say I look
Game
like
5
him.
and get a free appetizer. I'll agree with Giannis. This year wasn't a failure. It was a catastrophic one.
You blew it. Fish.
They made it further than they should have.
there.
It gave them false confidence, and now they're paying the price for it. Struggling to launch throughout the season. Bringing in Quinn Snyder to coach did help a bit, but when you're up against Boston, that ain't good enough. They'll do everything they can, including the theft of 2 games they had no business.
Yeah, the Hawks
winning,
are the
but
new
Atlanta
Pistons
was
with Reggie
simply the
Jackson, bro.
inferior team.
Trae Young is Reggie
Game 6
Jackson
proved
at
it
this
with
point,
everyone
man.
with a damn
8
shooting
seed.
blanks. Now you start to wonder about the structure of the
7
team
seed, I'm
itself.
sorry.
Me thinks that Trae Young can't do it alone. He needs his Shaq. A big to take the
Yeah,
heat
that's
off him
Reggie
and play off
Jackson
each
with
other's
range. I signed
strengths.
in Salty that Reggie
I'd
was
say
nice.
trade for it, but most of your
Action
picks are now
Jackson.
San Antonio's. Was it worth trading for first for DeJounte Murray? History is often repeated when we fail to heed its warnings. When we live in a world where the Knicks have the brighter future, things have gone very, very poorly. The KD and Kyrie show was supposed to elevate the Nets to greatness teams.
Yeah,
a
they were a
decade earlier.
second seed
And technically it did.
when they got
If you
traded.
consider endless drama and cancer throughout the organization to be greatness, of
How many
course.
Pistons highlights? man?
KD
Come
had
on now.
affairs with other teams, and Kyrie had affairs with the Black Hebrew Israelites. The window was a complete failure. KD and Kyrie are gone. At least they got something in return for both, but it all feels way too familiar to ignore. All the way down to
Oh,
getting
is that
swept
Kevin
off the court as
Garnett?
a final gasp for air. Without superstars on offense, the offense goes to shit. Who knew? Well, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps and get to work picking up the pieces. You still have pins. Can't even keep a straight face when I say that. Dude has crumbled like a graham cracker. The modern day Darren Williams. And that's probably insulting to Darren.
That is.
If only KD's foot was a few
D-Wall
inches
on the
shorter,
Jazz?
narrative
Whew.
would have completely changed. Somewhere in Russia, Mikhail Prokhorov
He
is
was an
getting
old head too when he
phantom
fell
pain.
off, so.
Analytics gurus had this team as a sleeper pick in the playoffs. I mean, they had some reasoning for it. The first great Cavs team since LeBron up and left them for the trophy wife in LA. A quality chorus of players with tantalizing upside and the best team defense in the league. Of course we know what happens in these situations. They choked up. The Knicks read every move before they even started.
Yeah, only one team can
Cleveland
win.
got outmuscled in 5 games when they had no business of getting crushed. When players are openly saying the lights were too bright for them, that's alarming. This team got tactically outmaneuvered by Tom Thibodeau. That's all you need to say. The Cavs are still missing
What's wrong with
something.
Tibbs? He's a good
Team is
coach.
pants like this in the first round, there are no doubts about it.
He always
The
looks
only
stressed
regret is
out, but
that
he's a
both
good
the Lakers
coach.
and Warriors couldn't be knocked out at the same time. LeBron versus Curry in another clash of titans. The result being a reigning king and the first loss for the Warriors in a Western Conference series in this
Yeah,
dynasty.
D-Lo sold against
LA
the
had a
Lakers,
pretty
man.
solid game plan. Dominate with AD in the paint and force Golden State to become volume shooters.
Or on the Lakers, I should
No
say.
need to worry about them on the road. They
I still
were
remember
dog
the
shit
snitch
all year
incident.
when traveling away.
It's all part of the
We were waiting
plan.
for them to take that next step, but they just felt off all year. With that being said, you wonder if this is the start of the fall of the dynasty. The core is only getting older. I
What
don't doubt
dynasty?
Stephen
What
Clay, but
dynasty? They won 1 ring. What are we tossing? Man, the 2004 Detroit Pistons. Well, they only won 1 ring, too. They were a dynasty, though. This ain't a dynasty. This is just a basketball team.
Draymond's taken a beating over the years. And good news for you, Golden State, Jordan Poole got a big boy deal. So you
That's a
can
big
watch
pool,
all
man.
his
This thing's
anti-clutchness for years to come. Draymond should
Ain't no floaties either.
What a waste. A season full of endless drama, a much-needed ownership change, and a failure to truly thrive led to desperation. A huge splash at the deadline from the monkey's paw of Brooklyn. Kevin Durant was supposed to be the piece to get them over the top, but there was one problem. They traded their quality depth to get him. Phoenix now had no room for error. And right on
Y'all let
cue,
TJ
CP3
Warren.
suffered another significant injury when
TJ
his
Warren,
team needed
Terrence Ross.
a killing blow. And DeAndre Ayton was knocked out against Denver as well for good measure. What this leads to is another year where the sun sets early. And they reward their fans with yet another utter blowout at home in a series-clinching game. What the hell do you do? Championship windows being squandered and regression littered the roster. Suns execs are putting in the nuclear codes as I speak. Monty Williams was the first domino to fall. His throat slit by Matt Ishbia himself. He's a scapegoat, but extreme situations call for extreme measures. CP3 and Ayton, your days are numbered here. Knicks did something? This is a strange turn.
Yeah, I was rooting for the Knicks for a while there.
Teams in New York City
I love
in hockey
Jalen
and
Brunson.
basketball, the Knicks made it the furthest. Freaky Friday has gotten a little too real for us. Brought in Jalen Brunson for a reason, and this was why. An opportunity has been presented to them. Milwaukee is gone.
They're going to sign somebody this
Deep playoff run
offseason.
is available for the taking. Next, may we introduce you to Jimmy Buckets. He destroyed Milwaukee, and he'll destroy you simply from the splash damage.
Bro, I'd give up RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, maybe a few picks, maybe quickly also, and I'd get myself Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. And I know that sounds like maybe a lot, but in the end of the day, Zion and Ingram are both injury prone, so you'd probably be quite a few picks you got to give up there. But something like that, man. Feel like both sides need a little something different. Probably not going to get Ingram or Zion. Yeah.
You'll get your pity win in the
We'll
series
see.
only because Jimmy was out. Even in a year of pleasant surprises, the Knicks must somehow make us feel underwhelmed. Julius Randle had a great season, but he's not a headliner.
Intern Jay.
This series proved it. You
Not a
need
doctor
more.
yet.
Find a way to get it. The Sixers really put their fans through a sexily branded tank for years only to do this to them. The cruelty they inflict on their fans is a violation
Y'all
of the
should have
8th
signed Al
Amendment.
Horford to his Supermax.
This year was their best shot at a title with the
talent.
talent around Embiid. James Harden dominating games 1 and 4. Boston being taken to the brink with a 3-2 series lead. Doc Rivers' teams blow these kinds of leads in his sleep. Game 6, laying a massive egg at home when the Celtics were giving you every chance to
Bro,
win.
84 points, man?
But Game 7, that was a masterpiece. Everything is quiet at first. A tight game until the second half. May the torture begin. The process of elimination is such. A 28-3 Boston run. 10 points all third quarter. Joel Embiid and James Harden vanishing from the face of the earth. Jason Tatum managed to wake up just in time to
Should have
teabag
shot
their
25
corpse.
threes from PJ Tucker
Al
in the
Horford
corner.
is a lifelong
Would've won.
Sixers troll.
Would have made every
A
single one of
wasted
them.
season on top of wasted seasons. You can say it's not Doc's fault, but it keeps happening under his watch. Hopefully, it's the last in his extremely overrated career. If you're Philly, you have to explore every option. Harden might be gone, and Embiid's going to be 30 next season. The Sixers faithful is rightfully
I know my
pissed.
Pistons are going to get
It's time
Doc,
to
man. It's
turn a
going
new
to ruin
page
my
on this
day.
failed window, boys. Perhaps trust the process.
Pistons going to get Doc, man. It's going to ruin my
You
day.
blew it, man.
The NBA will cry itself to sleep tonight. They will not get their precious Lakers-Celtics final and the ratings bonanza that will come with it. It's a miracle that LA's even here to begin with. Their whole year was rife with drama. Starting the year 2-10 with everyone demanding heads roll. Mainly Westbrook. Eventually they would get their shit together and go far in these playoffs. Unfortunately, this is where the ride ends. Denver is simply a machine that has no time for past flames. They were the significantly better team in all facets.
Oh, yeah.
Jokic was the
They're,
monster that AD was a few years ago.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this real quick before we get to the rest of it. I have Denver winning against the Heat. I think the Heat are an awesome story and everything, but when it comes down to it, the same reason I had the Nuggets over the Lakers. Maybe not on my bracket that I did. I should do a reaction to that. But the Nuggets are just too big. And the Heat do not have enough big bodies. Bam's going to get destroyed by Jokic. Jimmy Butler will do his best out there. Caleb Martin will do his best out there. But even the likes of Aaron Gordon, even the likes of Michael Porter, 6'11", Jamal Murray, his scoring flourish out there. Yeah, KCP is like 6'6", man. You got grit and grind, hustle, Bruce Brown out there. They don't have the bodies to beat the Nuggets, man. The Heat aren't winning. I got the Nuggets probably in 5, maybe 6, but prove me wrong.
Jamal Murray shot like prime Jordan. LeBron somehow couldn't shoot a 3 in the first few games, and D'Angelo did his best Westbrook impression. They did overcome a lot of shit this year, but nobody outside of LA is going to feel bad for them. LeBron himself is discussing a word of doom. Retirement.
Yeah,
Probably
he ain't
just to
going
escape the
nowhere.
shit
He ain't
show of
going
the Lakers
nowhere. He ain't going
themselves.
nowhere.
We'll see him in a year when Bronny is drafted. They do have Austin Reeves, who's blossomed into a solid player. So he's an RFA, you say? The downfall and continual choking of Boston sports will never cease to be hilarious. The first city to lose to goddamn 8 seeds in 2 leagues in the same year. You know, it'd be a good idea to show up in the first 3 games of a series. Maybe then you wouldn't be forced to do something that hasn't been done in the
The Heat
history
are like
of
the greatest
NBA.
6 team of all time. I ain't gonna
Mazzulla
lie.
all but came out and said, I'm incompetent and I don't know what the
Ain't
hell I'm doing.
ain't no 8 seed
Only
here.
Ime Udoka didn't have a fetish for shitting where he eats.
That's a
But that's
4D
not
seed.
painful enough.
4D seed.
You have to get the fans' hopes up in the process. The Heat death of Miami was coming upon them. Consecutive blowouts. Capped off by the greatest buzzer beater in franchise history. Only
Oh, I
to
didn't
commit
see
the-
that. Wait, what happened?
Capped off by the greatest buzzer
Yeah, I told y'all, man. I haven't really had a chance to watch a ton of basketball lately.
was coming upon them. Consecutive blowouts. capped off by the greatest buzzer
Oh, wow. Dang, Mayo Derek White. Hey.
beater in franchise history, only to commit the biggest choke in franchise history.
That's crazy, man. I didn't
do
see
all
Derek
that
White
to
do that.
discover a
I know he hit
passion for
something. I didn't know it looked like that, though.
If I'm Jaylen Brown, I'm jumping on the first flight out of the city. The Celtics are going to give him the Kyrie treatment this offseason. And unlike him, they won't miss. Please tell me more about this unfinished business that you were mentioning. Hyped up to hell and back only to fall flat when it matters. Billy King has successfully cursed another franchise. It's been a fascinating road here. In terms of hilarious collapses, this postseason's been the cream of the crop. However, we must remember the real victims of these finals. ESPN. You can no longer decry LeBron this season.
Yeah, we don't care about ESPN.
Talking heads will have to discuss the Nuggets and the Heat. Two teams that have sniffed around the finals in recent history, but have new blood to consume. Denver's made it here for the first time in their 47-year history.
I'm happy for Denver.
Miami's the first 8 seed to make it here since the 1999 Knicks. There's big contrasts between both. The Nuggets feature a well-balanced unit that's finally had some luck roll their way. Their last 2 seasons were undone to injuries to Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. They're now healthy and have played key roles this season. Murray's been so elite he's doing his best Michael Jordan impression. Not to mention Denver probably has the best big man in the league in Nikola Jokic.
Oh, he is the
Been
best.
so deadly this postseason he's averaged a triple-double with over 30 points a game. Aaron Gordon's been pretty solid this postseason, and KCP's turned into a goddamn sharpshooter. Depth is a concern, but with their star power, it doesn't really mean much. Miami has their
he
own
also
superstar
kept
doing
Bones.
his best carry job as well. His name is Jimmy Butler. All but unstoppable in the first 2 rounds, he's looking for his first ring as well. Besides him, there is Bam Adebayo. Miami's big facing the biggest test of his career for obvious reasons. The real surprise is how the Heat are winning. With undrafted free agents.
Y'all think Hero should
Tyler
still
Hero
play
has
if
been
he comes
injured,
back?
So most of the load has been on the likes of Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson. A chorus of unsung depth. But these finals should be cut and dry. The Nuggets should crush the Heat with ease, but Miami hasn't been too fond of lying down to die. Let's hope for a
good
good
point.
series. Only so ESPN will talk about the damn Nuggets for once.
All right, guys, that's all we got for this video here, man. I'm hoping for a great series. Like I said, it's easy to say on paper, you know, which like, oh yeah, the 1 seed is gonna win this, but the Miami Heat are here for a reason, you know. So can't count them out either. That's all we got. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys real soon. Peace out, my friends.